John Cena's a heel, and he's also a whiny. But what if he does the unthinkable and defeats Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 41 to become WWE Champion? Well, let's find out. John Cena's first appearance is after SmackDown after WrestleMania 41. He comes out and he gloats about how he won the WWE Championship. He talks about how he was able to win without the support of the fans. He won his first singles match in years and his illustrious 17th championship with none of the support from the fans, proving him right, that they're worthless and they don't matter anymore. For the first time in my career, rather than giving, I'm going to take. And by the end of the year, you can't see me, and so with me, the WWE Championship, threatening to leave the company with the belts. Where I've seen that before. Cody Rhodes then comes out and tries to beat down John Cena, as the ending to WrestleMania 41 was not the cleanest. So Cody Rhodes wants another shot at John Cena. And at the upcoming Backlash pay-per-view, he's going to get it. Backlash, John Cena fights Cody Rhodes with the WWE title. The two start off with chain wrestling, which is back in this game. And after the two men fight for a bit, Cody Rhodes is able to hit the Cody Cutter and then the Crossroads. But John Cena kicks out. But then the lights go out. They come back on, and Cody Rhodes is completely laid out in the ring. And you can see that there's a steel chair on the side of the ring. John Cena is able to capitalize, hit an AA onto Cody Rhodes, and that's it. Cody Rhodes is defeated by John Cena after the lights went out and he's mysteriously taken down. Who took him down? Well, it's a story for another day. But John Cena is still your WWE Champion. So on the following SmackDown, John Cena then comes out once again to gloat about how he won the WWE Championship, how he retained, and how he didn't need the fans. But the next pay-per-view coming up being King of the Ring, John Cena decides, you know what? I'm not going to wrestle at King of the Ring, alright? I'm not going to wrestle at all. In fact, I am going to take the rest of the month off. So you guys won't see me until next month. I hope you're happy with that. With that, John Cena leaves, and now we head to King of the Ring to determine who will fight John Cena the next pay-per-view. So the question is, who wins King of the Ring? Well, it ends up being Randy Orton. Randy Orton ends up winning the King of the Ring, thus becoming the new #1 contender for the WWE Championship at the next pay-per-view, Clash at the Castle. After King of the Ring, Randy Orton comes out and cuts a promo about how he gets to fight John Cena once again, but he's not too thrilled about it because of Cena's recent history. He wants to face up against John right now, but unfortunately John Cena is not in the building. However, he will be at the following Saturday night's main event, in which Randy Orton and John Cena will have a face-to-face for the first time in years. And at Saturday night's main event, well, John Cena comes out with the WWE Championship to face off against Randy Orton. So Cena and Orton are staring down one another, and this is what they gotta say to one another. So tell me, John, how does it feel? For the first time that we've ever stood face to face, you're the one getting jeered, and I'm the one getting cheered. But in all seriousness, what happened to you? This isn't the man that I've fought so many times who stood up for all things good. This is just a fake caricature of John Cena. That's rich coming from you, Randy. You're criticizing me for my decisions, yet you're just as much of a snake as the rest of these disgusting people here. The difference between you and me, though, is that I've never been the one to say I'm the good guy. I'm just Randy Orton. You built up this image of the ultimate force for good for 20 years, making wishes to children that are dying, and you threw it away for what? A championship? The Rock? Ego? Whatever the case, if you're not going to give me the John Cena that I've fought so many times before, then your reign will come to an end at Clash at the Castle. And then John Cena chucks the microphone at Randy Orton and flees through the crowd. Again, a not very John Cena thing to do a cheap shot, but this is not the John Cena of old. That John Cena is long dead. But before we get to Clash at the Castle, a detour. NXT Battleground in the main event, Oba Femi retained the NXT Championship against Ethan Page. The show's about to go off the air, but then John Cena comes out with the WWE Championship in tow and confronts the NXT Champion. John Cena comes with an interesting proposal. At the next pay-per-view, Great American Bash, he will be taking on Oba Femi in a champion versus champion match to see which champion is supreme. Oba Femi agrees and the match is locked in. But enough about NXT. You're here for Clash at the Castle, right? So let's get into it. The main event of Clash at the Castle is for the WWE Championship as Randy Orton, King of the Ring winner, challenges John Cena for the championship gold. The match starts off with chain wrestling, and then immediately goes into a back and forth blow for blow segment thing. And Randy Orton is eventually able to hit the RKO, but John Cena's hand was under the rope, so nope. He tries to go for a second one, but Cena's able to counter it, hit his comeback maneuver, 5-knuckle shuffle, get him on the shoulders with Randy Orton bleeding, and AA to Randy Orton is able to end his night. Cena crawls over to the cover and gets the 3 count. John Cena retains the WWE Championship once again, this time a clean win. Well, it looks like the show's about to go off the air. CM Punk's music hits on the Tron. He comes out from the crowd and attacks John Cena, hits him with a GTS, and tells him, "I'll see you at Money in the Bank." CM Punk explains why he attacked John Cena. His reasoning is that, well, Money in the Bank is coming up very soon, and Money in the Bank is an important pay-per-view to CM Punk's career, as it elevated him into superstardom when he fought John Cena and beat him. And he's been disgusted by John Cena's actions for the past few months, and he believes that John Cena is ruining the championship. So at Money in the Bank, he's going to try to save the WWE from John Cena, and he challenges him for the WWE Championship. And with that, the main event for Money in the Bank is locked in. John Cena versus CM Punk. In the main event, CM Punk ends up defeating Dominic Mysterio, and it looks like the show's about to go off the air, but then the lights go out, and they come back on, and we see John Cena right behind CM Punk with a steel chair in his hand, and he cracks it over CM Punk and proceeds to destroy CM Punk, taking him down with chair shots and then putting him through the announce table. Final show before Money in the Bank, John Cena gives an interview about his feelings on CM Punk. Michael Cole asks him, "How do you feel about CM Punk?" John Cena tells Michael Cole that he does not like CM Punk and never has. And he also hates the fact that the fans like him despite CM Punk not being a great guy. And then he talks about Money in the Bank 2011, where he was trying to save WWE from CM Punk. The fans booed the crap out of him. Meanwhile, they treated CM Punk like a hero, even though he was the villain. And he hates the fans for it, for the fact that they booed him and cheered Punk. The only message he has left for CM Punk is look in the mirror to see who the real hypocrite is. It's the first week of July, and we have Money in the Bank headlined by CM Punk and John Cena in the main event. The Money in the Bank ladder match. Well, there are 8 participants, and the winner ends up being Braun Breaker. After dropping the Intercontinental Championship at Wrestlemania, Braun Breaker has completed his ascent to the top, winning the Money in the Bank briefcase and can use it for a future title shot whenever he wants. But this isn't about Braun Breaker. This is about CM Punk versus John Cena at Money in the Bank, rerunning it back like it's 2011. Cena and Punk once again trade blows. I feel like that's happening in every match. And they go full throttle with their punches, just rapid fire. Both men eventually go to the outside. John Cena is able to hit the attitude adjustment onto CM Punk, and because John Cena is a coward, he runs to the ring and he wins via countout. John Cena retains the championship via countout. Now, of course, this isn't going to happen, as the general manager comes out and says, "Yeah, John, nah, this isn't going to end like this, brother. We're not ending the pay-per-view like this, so restart the match." So the match is restarted, and immediately CM Punk is able to get a roll-up onto John Cena that almost gets the 3. Both men get back up, and John Cena tries to put him in the AA, but Punk gets out of it and then nails the GTS, the go to sleep. But Punk is not done. He's looking for one more GTS, and he hits the second one. It looks to be over, and then the ref gets pulled out of the ring. By who? It's Seth Rollins, a man that CM Punk has quite a history with. CM Punk charges at him, but Rollins chucks the object into CM Punk and then stomps him onto the outside, throws him back in the ring, and John Cena capitalizes with an AA to pin CM Punk. John Cena retains the championship, and then Seth Rollins and John Cena are now together. It seems like Seth Rollins is now doing the dirty work of The Rock and John Cena. Seth Rollins has once again sold his soul. After the match, a big return occurs. Roman Reigns makes his return to the WWE once again, comes into the ring and stares down John Cena. It looks like the SummerSlam main event is set, as Roman Reigns and John Cena will fight for the 3rd time at the biggest party of the summer. But before we talk about the build to SummerSlam, there's still one more event we have to get through. NXT's Great American Bash. John Cena, the WWE Champion, and Oba Femi, the NXT Champion, are set to square off. Now, do you think that Oba Femi would end up picking up the win here? Well, if you did, you're probably wrong, because John Cena is not here to put anybody over. He's here to take. So John Cena in the end picks up the win with a little help from Ethan Page and a distraction. John Cena is able to defeat Oba Femi, although Oba Femi looks like a superstar in defeat. But still, a loss is a loss, and John Cena has won once again. So the build to SummerSlam between Roman Reigns and John Cena. Well, unfortunately, due to both of them being part-time, it's kind of difficult to line up their schedules. But regardless, we do get a promo off between John Cena and Paul Heyman. Pause. Okay, time out. We need to talk about the glaring issue here. Who the fuck is this guy? Is this like the Wish version of Paul Heyman? Well, unfortunately, we ran into some issues. So yeah, here you go. This is your Paul Heyman. Have fun. Paul Heyman, being the ultimate hype man, hypes up Roman Reigns as the greatest of all time, and he also reminds John Cena the last few times that they fought. They both ended in losses for John Cena, and at SummerSlam, it's going to happen again. You're going to lose to my tribal chief, the OTC, at SummerSlam, and Roman Reigns will finally reclaim his spot at the top. And John Cena isn't too pleased with this, and he stares down Paul Heyman, backs him into the corner, and it looks like he's going to beat up Paul Heyman. But Roman Reigns, surprise attack, spears John Cena to save Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman proved to be a useful distraction, and then another spear to send a clear message to John Cena that I'm back on top, and your run is over. So it's SummerSlam, the main event. John Cena defends the WWE Championship against Roman Reigns for the third time. Roman Reigns is 2-0 against John Cena, but can it change? After a 20-minute match between Roman Reigns and John Cena tries for the AA, but Roman gets out of it and spears him down. John Cena kicks out, so Roman Reigns is going to end it with one more spear. Just one more. But then, Roman Reigns gets pulled out of the ring by The Rock. The referee's about to disqualify John Cena due to this, but The Rock yells at the referee and says, "Listen, if you disqualify me, you're fired." So the referee can't do shit, and The Rock decides to destroy Roman Reigns, and after destroying him, he throws him back in the ring, and John Cena just pins him for the 3. Once again, just like Money in the Bank, he gets assistance, but the final boss is the one to do it instead of John Cena. The show ends with The Rock and John Cena standing tall over a beaten Roman Reigns. John Cena talks about how he and The Rock are still tight, despite The Rock being gone for a while, they are still on the same page. He also says that after beating all the top stars in WWE, he's gotten kind of bored. So he's going to be doing something different, and you're going to have to watch Raw to find out what that is. So fast forward to Raw, we're in the main event. World Heavyweight Champion Jey Uso defeats Dominic Mysterio in the main event, and everyone's happy and looks like everything's going to go off with the swivel. But then, John Cena comes out and ambushes Jey Uso and beats the shit out of him. After John Cena beats down Jey Uso, he comes back in the ring and has a shocking announcement. At Bash in Berlin, it is going to be a title-for-title match between the World Champion Jey Uso and the WWE Champion John Cena. At this point, John Cena has already defeated all the top guys, and Jey Uso is the last guy left, which I guess if you don't like him, that's pretty bad. For Bash in Berlin, we get to hear about Jey Uso's thoughts. And Jey Uso talks about how, John Cena has cheated and lied to retain his championship while he's been a valiant champion that doesn't need any help, whether from Seth Rollins or The Rock. And at Bash in Berlin, Jey Uso is going to prove to the world why he is main event, and John Cena is just a fraud. So can Jey Uso do the unthinkable and defeat John Cena cleanly, or will John Cena skate away once again? And once again, the two men go back and forth because we haven't seen that a lot in this video. Jey Uso gets the upper hand here and is able to hit the super kick, and then not one, but 2 Uso splashes in a row. He covers John Cena, looking to be the end here. It looks to be the end, but John Cena kicks out. So Jey Uso sets him up for another super kick, but an object gets flown right into Jey Uso from the outside. It's a mystery man. We have no idea who this guy is. John Cena, though, is able to capitalize, 5-knuckle shuffle, and an AA to Jey Uso, and John Cena has done it. He has become a double champion in the WWE. We see the man on the outside looking on. He comes in the ring, takes his mask off, and reveals to be Gunther. The man that was beaten at WrestleMania 41 by Jey has returned and looking to get revenge on the man that caused him his downfall. But that's a different story. We're talking about John Cena here. John Cena at this point is on cloud 9. And in an interview that's shot from John Cena's mansion because he doesn't want to be near those disgusting fans in the arena, he says that he will return at Saturday Night's Main Event to make a major announcement regarding his future. And we fast forward to Saturday Night's Main Event with John Cena coming out for his big announcement. He comes out as 2-Belt John, and his announcement is that the next pay-per-view Night of Champions, he will be having a celebration for himself. A greatest of all time celebration will take place at Night of Champions, and at the end of it, he's going to have an open challenge to anyone on the roster that wants to fight. Now, the only question is, who's going to fight John Cena? So at Night of Champions, John Cena comes out prepared for his match. So who is going to challenge him? Cody Rhodes? Randy Orton? Maybe Punk? Nah, it's Akira Tozawa. Yeah, Akira Tozawa is apparently the one that challenged John Cena, and unfortunately for Akira, he gets obliterated by John Cena. This is just a squash, a complete mud stomping. And when it looks like John Cena is about to end Akira's night, Cody Rhodes makes his return, runs down to the apron, and he stands there while John Cena stares at him. And this leads to John Cena getting rolled up by Akira Tozawa. Akira Tozawa pins John Cena, getting the biggest win of his entire life, and John Cena is left enraged at this. This was supposed to be a big night for him, and his coronation was supposed to end with him squashing someone, and it ended in a complete nightmare. Shortly after this, it's announced that Cody Rhodes is going to get one more shot at John Cena's WWE Championship at Bad Blood, but this time it'll be inside the Hell in a Cell, so there must be a clear winner. Will Cody Rhodes finally recapture the championship after months of struggle, or will John Cena shut him out for good? After these two men gave their blood, sweat, and tears, well, actually minus the blood part because there was no blood, John Cena is able to take down Cody Rhodes, and he tries to go for extreme to really end Cody Rhodes. He grabs a sledgehammer, and he gets way too confident with it, and Cody Rhodes pops him with a crossroads right onto the sledgehammer, pin him for the 3. Cody Rhodes becomes the WWE Champion once again after defeating John Cena in the Hell in a Cell clean as a sheet. While John didn't know it at the time, this was the beginning of the end, not only for his career and retirement tour, but also it started his downfall. John Cena is advertised to appear on SmackDown to talk about his loss, so he comes out and doesn't say anything and just leaves. Except one thing, is that John Cena is announced to be at Halloween Havoc, and this will be John Cena's final NXT appearance before he's gone for good. John Cena, the World Heavyweight Champion, will be going one-on-one against Oba Femi, who is still being the dominant champion on NXT. Unlike their previous counter, John Cena gets beaten by Oba Femi clean in the middle of the ring with the powerbomb, and Oba Femi picks up the biggest win of his life by defeating John Cena in the middle of the ring. It is November, and that means there's only 2 months left of the year before John Cena's gone for good. John Cena, still enraged by his loss at Hell in a Cell, wants one more match against Cody Rhodes, but this time, it's WarGames. So both sides are having to gather up their forces. Cody Rhodes finds allies in CM Punk, Randy Orton, and main event Jey Uso, while John Cena has Seth Rollins, and he somehow convinces The Rock to show up. So Team Cena needs a 4th man. And after Randy Orton gets laid out in the parking lot and put in an ambulance, that's how bad he got beaten down, it reveals to be Gunther, and Gunther announces himself as the 4th man for Team Cena. But with Randy Orton down, Team Cody Rhodes is down a man. So Cody Rhodes does something unexpected. He decides to get the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns to come back for WarGames, and after thinking about it for a bit, Roman Reigns accepts and becomes the 4th man for Team Rhodes. So the teams are set and it's time for WarGames. So at WarGames, Team Cena versus Team Rhodes, and after a hellacious WarGames match between these two teams, yeah, even The Rock got involved. Don't ask us how we got him involved. You know, we have our ways. John Cena once again takes the loss here. He eats a spear from Roman Reigns, and while everyone else is fighting, Cena gets pinned clean. Team Rhodes wins thanks to Roman Reigns. After the match is when things get spicy. The Rock and John Cena start arguing in the middle of the ring, and it looks like that they're going to make up, but then The Rock gives the signal, and John Cena gets cracked in the back by Seth Rollins, And the final boss and Seth Rollins have turned on John Cena, deeming him a loser. And after leading his bloody corpse in the middle of the ring, Braun Breaker comes out and cashes in Money in the Bank. Cashes in on a weakened John Cena, and it's academic. John Cena loses the World Heavyweight Championship and Braun Breaker wins his first title. After the Survivor Series, John Cena actually reflected and realized how much of a scumbag he really has become. He threw away this image of just a good guy for what, a title? And he's starting to realize the error of his ways, but with only 1 month left, he has to change things in order for his legacy to go out on top. So, he has a change of heart, and in his final 5 matches, he fights all the men that he fought in the past year, but this time with no interference and nothing. It's just a clean 1v1. CM Punk, Randy Orton, Jey Uso, and new World Heavyweight Champion Braun Breaker. Despite losing for the most part against all of these people, John Cena is able to rebuild his image and rebuild himself. But John Cena comes out and says, after his final match on Raw, he says, "At the final show of my career, I will be fighting The Rock 1v1. I'm going to tie up the loose ends of the final boss and end my career, hopefully on a high note." Before John Cena's final match, The Rock has a conversation backstage with his stooge, Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins at first wants to help The Rock in this match, but the final boss tells Seth Rollins straight up, "No, I am not going to use your help in this match, Seth. Well, you have helped me out quite a bit. If I'm going to fight John Cena in his final match, I'm going to do it alone, and I'm going to beat his candy ass alone. So stay back and let me finish him off." So it's the final time. John Cena, The Rock, and John Cena's last match. And in the end, The Rock ends up defeating John Cena after multiple rock bottoms and a people's elbow. The Rock picks up a big win and retires John Cena, and that is how John Cena's career ends. Now, I know there's going to be someone that's going to say, actually, that is so stupid. Why would you have John Cena put over The Rock in his final match? Because he's the final boss and he can do whatever the hell he wants. Are you going to tell The Rock no? Yeah, that's what I thought. John Cena went to the dark side and he thought he had everything, but in the span of a few months he lost it all, but he was able to refine himself. He was able to rebuild his legacy before his career finally ended, and that is the end of John Cena in the WWE. I hope you like this, and well, take care.